What's up, everybody? It's Dave Drakes with the Collective Experience, and we are back for another Foul Plugs Moto show. This week, I'm pretty stoked because I got my buddy with me. He's a past intern, an alumni, if you will, and he's been doing some pretty cool stuff in the industry behind the camera. It's Grant Eckardt. Grant, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, man?
Not too much. We got some stuff to talk about, though, dude. We haven't caught up since Southwick, so I want to kind of dig in a little bit to that, but we just got done with Millville. Personally, I've been in that track a bunch. Obviously, I was in the Midwest for a long time. That track is probably one of my favorite all-time tracks, dude. It gets super rough. The hills are gnarly, big jumps, whoops, whoop, monster, the whole deal. What are some things that you noticed from this past race weekend in Millville, and what are some things that you like about the track itself?
Yeah, so I've never actually been to Millville. Obviously, I'm just up here in the Northeast, but it's probably like my favorite track. As far as like watching goes on TV, at least it's got like the elevation, obviously, and then jumps and the like just watching this weekend. I'm just super impressed with like how the guys are starting to like ride with their feet on the pegs like everywhere.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, obviously, doing some schools and stuff with AJ Canzaro. I'm like super big on technique and just like always trying to ride with like super good technique, and like I love filming people who are just look sick on the bike. And yeah, I just felt like this weekend I was noticing a lot of that. A lot of guys just riding with their feet on the pegs, that like just clean style.
Yeah. So is AJ like the dude that pioneered the riding on the feet, like, or keeping the feet on the pegs? Is AJ going to coin that? Like, do you think he's the one that should be credited? Because he brings it up all the time. He's probably going to say that he's the man that started it all, and I can just hear that dude's annoying voice in my ear saying all that stuff. Like, what do you think? Is AJ the guy behind that whole technique?
Yeah, I don't know. He definitely has been doing it for a minute. Like I remember going to schools like way before he blew up, and he was teaching it way back then.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like when he was in his prime, if they all started doing it then, or if if he created that like after he
Mhm.
started racing and that everyone caught on. But he was definitely one of the first ones.
I guess we got to give him credit, man. We can't cheap change for too long. But before we dig into some results from this past weekend and some big happenings, give us a quick like 30-second rundown on yourself, man. Like I mentioned, you were in the program. Maybe a few people have seen you here and there. They've definitely seen, if they're followers of the Collective Experience, the Collective X on Instagram, they've definitely seen your stuff. We've reposted. Your stuff is phenomenal. I'm a huge fan of yours. Give us a quick rundown, man, of your background and how you got so gnarly behind the camera.
Yeah, so basically, like, I started riding racing when I was 3 years old. I've been doing that my whole life. I'm 21 now, and then I'd say about like 3 or 4 years ago, I got my first little camera just for Christmas, whatever.
Mhm.
I'd always been kind of interested in like videos and stuff like that, and I just brought it to the track one day. I didn't even know how to use it. I'd have one of my other buddies set it up, um, and I just started doing some pictures and stuff
Mhm.
for my friends. And then one of my buddies who does like motocross graphics, he's like, you should start a company or like an Instagram page basically.
Mhm.
And I was like, I don't even know what I would call it. So my motocross number is 125. So we turned that into 125 photography. That's kind of how the name came about.
Yep.
He made me a logo, and I started posting stuff on my Instagram, just pictures to start.
Mhm.
And then I started doing a little bit more video stuff as I got better with pictures. The video is way more complicated. Uh, and then I guess became more interested in like the editing side and
Mhm.
the video side, and then yeah, that just people just started to follow me. I'd say like K Rock last fall, Kawasaki Race of Champions in New Jersey, had a couple like reels that blew up there, um,
Nice, dude.
and that's what kind of got me like I guess the little bit of followers I have now.
We'll see if we can help you out and get them growing. It's tough, man. Growing anything is tough. Like, dude, trust me. I could talk to you for hours about how difficult it is to grow, and I am nowhere near where I want the collective to be. But hopefully that changes in the near future. One thing that you brought up is camera work versus photos, or video work versus photos, and the people that are really good at like multiple disciplines, like photography and editing and, you know, really good camera operation, those people are unicorns, dude. And you kind of got that nailed down. So huge props to you for what you're doing. Let's kick it. Yeah, no, dude, you've been crushing it. Let's kick it over to some of the race results from this past weekend. Obviously, the big thing that everyone was talking about was Sexton versus Tomac in that moto and how fast they were going. I heard, dude, I've seen thousands of comments online about people saying that is the fastest pace they've ever seen. No one's gone faster on Millville. Like, what are your thoughts, man? I even saw a comment saying this is the new Stu and Ricky, like, which to me seems blasphemous. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that pace, man? Like, did it really blow you away? Was it just like a normal day in the office for these guys? Like, what were your thoughts on that?
I mean, I definitely wouldn't push it with the Stu and Ricky stuff, but
thank you.
I mean, it was pretty crazy to watch. Like I'm just sitting there and like usually start of the moto, everyone comes out swinging, like just out of control fast, and I feel like they Tomac and Sexton just kept that pace like the whole moto.
Yeah.
And it didn't even like they weren't like out of control. They were like in control, but had the out of control pace of everybody else for like the whole moto. It was crazy to watch. And like I was saying, they just
it's all
exactly their technique.
Crazy.
Yeah. I was also pretty surprised with they were saying on the broadcast how Tomac was running that new paddle tire.
Yeah, that's been blowing up, man. Everyone's been talking about the even for tracks that aren't sand. That like was it the MX-14? That's been everywhere, man.
Yeah, whatever it is. That's like I don't know. I want to try that thing because paddle tires in the past on hard pack they sucked. And he was like, I mean, it wasn't like a hard pack track, but there's wasn't
some sections top of the hills and stuff. There's some sections that get pretty packed.
Yeah, and it wasn't. He was fine. It was like he was running a normal tire.
Crazy, man. I don't get it. Another crazy part of the race was the Lawrence brothers, man. Just another weekend where they're just semi uncontested, man. Like I don't know what it is about those guys. Like whatever is happening in the Lawrence household, I don't know if their dad's like starving them, trying to get him to go faster or something. Like no food unless you're like on a podium or something. But dude, they're good, man. Hunter's been super solid. I don't think people talk about him enough, just how skilled he is, man. Like he's always in control, smooth as butter. Yeah, he'll make a mistake here and there, but generally, dude, the guy's like, pretty much money in the bank. Jet is just lights out, super quick. And the one thing that I like about Jet that I talked about last weekend after the Southwick show was that Jet he's got that like young guy speed and aggression, but he also rides extremely smart and consistent, and he's got like a lot of forethought to his riding. He's not out of control too often. Like it's pretty rare to see that in a young guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's super impressive. I feel like he took a couple good hits in Supercross, like when he was first starting, and then he like mellowed out real quick. Well, I guess that's not the right word. Like he matured really quickly.
There we go. Matured. Yes. Step it up. Yep.
Yeah, he's just like the pace he can run, and just like how much it looks like he's not trying with how fast he's going. Just how steady his upper body is, and just like he's just amazing to watch ride. I guess like
dude, he's
just on another level.
I agree. One person that used to be on that level, it seems like, at least in Supercross, my boy JA, man, Jason Anderson. I have been so freaking impressed with him on the Cowie this year. Like I can't tell you how refreshing it was to see him riding, and he looked like he was just in the zone, dude. Like he was just all in for Supercross, like could not make a mistake. And then towards the end, he started making some mistakes. He was, but the main point was, I mean, the guy he looked like he gelled with the bike so well. And I thought for sure for outdoors that, we'd see that continue on, where this guy's on the podium every single weekend, where he's at, jockeying for wins with Tomac, like going back and forth. We haven't really seen that too much this year. He's had some pretty bad starts, a couple first turn crashes. I think Red Bud and Southwick, both, he came to the pack in Southwick pretty quickly. What do you think Jason Anderson needs to do to be able to remedy some of the issues he's had and like run up front with Tomac? Like what is it going to take to be able to get back up there, maintain it, and maybe make a run for this championship like Tomac's doing?
I mean, to be able to go as fast as Tomac right now, you're gonna need like,
Rocket boosters.
yeah, I think I don't know if that one's possible, but
Oh yeah, that's gonna be tough.
who is he? Who's Anderson training with right now? Is he?
I think he's dolo, dude. I think he's just by himself, man.
That's tough when you got no one to chase during the week, just
Yeah. I think he
on
kind of
alone.
digs that though. He likes that like Lone Ranger kind of deal. You know what I mean? At least it's what it seems like. I mean, he could have
Yeah,
like a whole secret program that we don't know about, or maybe I'm just behind the eight ball, but I don't know, man. Like yeah, everything I've seen is that he's just by himself. You know what I mean?
yeah, I know what you're saying, and that's if he is by himself,
Mhm.
that's I'd probably say that's where. I mean, but then again, Tomac's pretty much alone also, so it's I guess it just some guys it works being alone, other guys it doesn't.
Yeah.
Um, but right off the bat, I would say if Jason's by himself, that'd be a major downfall. Like all the star guys train together, and
Yeah.
all the Austrian manufacturer, they all train together.
Yes.
KTM and Husky, that's huge. Just to, as far as being able to chase someone and have someone behind you during the
Yeah.
week.
No, maybe
Um,
yeah, maybe that's what it takes is just having a someone to push him, another guy that he's racing with, doing gate drops with, like simulating that race pace. I mean, maybe that's all he needs, you know?
yeah, that'd be my first question is yeah, if he's not with anyone to,
Yeah.
I'd
Who's
get
in
with someone
camp?
to pick the
Yeah,
speed up.
for sure. One person who does not need to pick the speed up and actually has been doing way better than I think people thought he would do is Ryan Dungey. Dude, like Dungey's been absolutely impressive. The dude's been like, I mean, not on the couch. You know what I mean? He hasn't been on the couch. He hasn't been like, slouch. He's Dungey. So, probably dude's probably doing like marathons every day. But like, I mean, would you expect somebody to sit out for that number of years, come back and like be battling for like possible podiums halfway through the race? Like
No,
that's
there's no
incredible.
way. Yeah, I was thinking like eighth to tenth maybe.
Same.
But yeah, to like when he gets a start, he's able to run the pace with the guys for a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
And he's not even like he hasn't been supercross. He hasn't been like training with these
no,
top guys.
it's been
Dude's
like
been
6 years.
raising a family. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
he's coming out top five. Like, just having some fun this weekend. Like, you retired way too early, sir. I know Dungey watches this show regularly, right? But, like he retired way too early. I think Dungey is one guy that literally he could probably do this pace until he's like 40. You know what I mean? Like the dude is just
yeah,
he's so solid, he's so smart, he's so methodical with his riding. His technique's really good. He trains the right way. I don't see Dungey doing anything but like maintaining where he is or not getting better. And I know there's opportunity next year for him to come back because Marv is a supercross only deal. Maybe Dungey wants to do supercross and outdoors, maybe just outdoors as the filling spot while Marv's, not racing. There's a lot of possibility here. Hey, maybe he freaking switches teams. He becomes like an A guy for like another manufacturer. I don't see that happening. But like, would you be pumped to see Dungey race supercross, motocross in 23?
yeah. That'd be sweet. I feel like there's definitely a place for him too to make pretty good money. Um,
Oh, for
but
sure. Oh,
yeah, he
yeah.
just definitely. I'd like to see him come back and like with the World Supercross coming up too. I feel like he could.
Yes.
That's possible. That's a possibility for him.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, it's he's like you can tell he's happy. At least
Mhm.
from what I saw at Southwick, I saw him in the pits and he was like he just looked happy all day. Um, and he's going for it too. Like you can see him making little mistakes that you only make when you're pushing the envelope. So it's not like he's out there just riding around. Like he's
Yeah.
trying
Yes.
and it looks like he's putting in effort to try and get better.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seems like his head's in it. So yeah, it'd be cool to see him come back and be able to compete.
No, for sure. I definitely agree. Um, One thing that I'm kind of curious about, Dungey represents an Austrian brand. I don't think we've really seen a big 250 Austrian brand contender in a little bit. Who do you think is going to be the next guy to come up and be that KTM or Husky or Gas serious contender for a 250 title? I know 450s is something different. We've got some pretty heavy contenders in that one. Webb, Marv, you got some Husky guys there as well. Mookie and the like. But who do you think is going to be a 250 guy that's going to come up and really surprise a lot of people when they make the transition to either pro or get more tenured in the 250 class? What are your thoughts around that?
I feel like Styles Robertson is going to be one to watch out for if he
Okay.
keeps going the way he's going. Um, he just he's been riding really well lately.
Yeah.
Like just hanging it out, but he's fairly in control as compared to someone like an RJ Hampshire.
Yeah.
So I think didn't he just crashed and hurt something on his leg at Millville, didn't he? Did you?
Is that Styles?
Yeah, yeah.
I can't remember, dude. I know at Southwick I heard his name called quite a bit. Like he was up there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he crashed out of Millville. I was just gonna say he's been doing a good job of staying healthy this year, but I think he crashed out of Millville. But
Eesh.
yeah, if he was able to stay healthy and just keep progressing, I think he'd be one to watch out for.
Oh, for sure.
But as far as amateurs go, ever since Evan Ferry left, I don't even really know who they have coming up.
Me neither. It's kind of
I
crazy that
feel like
they
Star
let,
has everybody.
yeah, right. They let Danger Boy go. They let Evan Ferry go. Like,
Yeah,
if I was KTM, dude, I would throw ungodly amounts of money at those two guys. It's like those dudes are solid. They got the pedigree, they got the training, they got the facilities, they got the whole community behind what they've created through social.
yeah.
And like, I'm still kind of floored that KTM didn't just throw like millions at these kids to like retain them. You know what I mean?
I know it's unbelievable. Like I know Evan Ferry was kind of hinting at like they weren't really doing much for him, so that's why he left. Um,
That's weird.
and then as far as the Deans, I'm not sure, but I think they have Daxton Bennick, but I think he's on KTM. But other than that, yeah, I really have no idea. It doesn't seem like they're putting much effort into their amateur program.
Yeah, I hope they get something cool figured out because like I mean it's fun adding parity to the classes, seeing someone besides the Yamaha and a Honda up front, like that's pretty rad to me. Yeah, we
Yeah, yep.
definitely gotta mix it up. The counterparts to those Austrian bikes, you mentioned it. Yamaha's been pretty deep in talent. They've had two young guys, newcomers, so I want to say it, come up into the pro ranks, getting their toes wet a little bit before heading off to Loretta's. That's Zach Romano and LeBlanc is out there as well. And then we saw Ryder D on the Cowie make a pro debut. What are your thoughts on those three guys? And I'll give you one better. If we line those three guys up, 30+2, just them on the gate at Millville, who takes the win?
Ooh, I gotta go with Nick because he's a New York boy, but
Okay.
that
Okay.
that'd be close. Um, I think, man, I don't know. Yeah, I think they've all shown like hints of what they'll be able to do, but I think watching all of them, especially LeBlanc and Romano, they as the rounds went on, they kind of like faded back. So I don't know if their fitness is quite there yet.
Gotcha.
Because like the amateur races, you'll have like one race, and then 2 months later, a month later, you'll be racing again. You're not going every weekend. I think they mentioned that in the broadcast, but
Yeah.
um, yeah. So I think just as they build up their fitness and everything, they'll each start to be able to hang in there throughout the moto and then throughout the season. But I'd say I'm most impressed with Nick Romano so far. But that could
Gotcha.
just be because he's from New York, so I don't know.
Yeah, the Northeast, dude. Our pride runs deep, man. So I got a rep for Romano. Also, I will say if it's a one race deal, Romano. If I watch him and the other factory star guys riding like the pros, I don't notice a difference between Romano's speed, his style, and some of the other guys. Maybe he's a little bit more flashy because he's younger or whatever, but those dudes he's just as fast as those guys. You know what I mean? I will say I love Ryder D's technique. I think he's a lot more refined in his riding. He's a lot more, I want to say, professional and tidy in his approach to racing. It's a lot
Yeah,
more like
yeah. I feel like he's almost like more like conservative, you might say, just
yeah.
like
He almost
little.
reminds me of like a mini Tomac when he was on Cowie. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
and
Yep.
he's still young. He still has to bulk up and still has to, really understand this big bike, because he hasn't really been on them for that long, to be completely honest with you. Not like LeBlanc and Romano. So I really think that if it was like a series, like those two lined up at every single race and did a series, I think Ryder D takes it. If we're doing a one off, I think Romano all day, dude. I love the way he rides, but these are going to be the guys that inherit the class. So I'm excited to see what happens. Speaking of Loretta's, we got some heavy hitters coming into it. Who do you think is going to be the one person that's going to stand out at Loretta's, excluding those three guys, Romano, LeBlanc, Ryder D? We just talked about them. Who do you think is going to be another standout name that we're like, wow, I did not see that coming?
I mean, as like, I guess over popular or overhyped as it is, I'm thinking Hayden Dean, maybe because he's still B, which might honestly be like the fastest class this year. There B's stacked,
It always is,
but like
dude. I swear,
yeah,
one year it was super minis. Isn't that
yeah.
it's
Well, usually
insane,
like
dude?
Loretta's is so tight. Like Super Minis almost run a same lap time as like 250s, just with like
Yeah,
how the track is. But no, I think he'll be one to watch just because of the like the Moto Combine. Like he came out and like waxed everybody. I'm pretty sure that was A and B riders together. Wherever that was. I think Redbud they did the combine. But
yeah,
yeah, like before that I mean like you watch him on YouTube or whatever, like yeah, he's quick, but you don't really know.
yeah,
And then he came out and waxed everybody there, so it's kinda that impressed me.
yeah.
And then other than that, I don't know, I think Daxton Bennick, he's kinda like under the radar, but
Dax is fast.
he's definitely quick and he's got good style. He might be one to watch too.
Oh, most definitely.
Um
Most definitely. I think one person that's going to
yep.
really stand out this year, and I'm hoping is Junior Reyes, man. Like he's super good, 5.52. I think he's in the gas now. Watching that dude ride on IG, I mean the flow, like the style, the way the dude just like rides so effortlessly. Absolutely love it. I hope that he does some cool stuff for the Redders. That'd be super sick.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
he's definitely got a sweet style for
Dude,
sure.
he's the IG
Um,
banger king, dude. That dude's like,
yeah,
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 all day. He's got good style.
that's
One
half the
thing,
battle.
yeah, exactly, exactly. One thing I want to shout out is a couple of privateers in the 450 class. Shout out to our buddy Henry Miller, home race for Millville. Got a bum shoulder, bum wing, but he's still toughed it out, and dude's looking solid. Easily when he's healthy. Henry's been known to run top tens outdoors, and I'm hoping that happens for him before the end of the season. Shout out to Fast Freddy. That dude is money in the bank always. Such a nice guy. Give that guy a follow. He's been really doing some good things outdoors and super fast. Shout out to Isaiah Clark also. Saw that guy ride arena cross, and man, talk about all out talent. And I don't think he's raced many of the outdoors this year. And I saw him in the points paying position. I think he was top 15 even. So shout out to that dude. Grant, I don't know if you're familiar with the show, if you're a fan of the show. You definitely should be. What we always do a segment called our drip check. And drip check is when we just check in and see who has the nicest kit, the littest setup, the steeziest suit, however you want to put it, man. Who's got the drip for this past weekend? I want to kick it over to you first. Who do you think had the sickest kit for Millville?
I was a big fan of Kenny's kit. His was clean. I feel like he's always got a pretty clean kit. Just like with the Red Bull helmet's just like nasty, and then he's always got like sick gear to go with it. So I got to go with Ken Roxon for sure.
I like it. I like it. I probably have to say it's a toss up between Jet. Love his stuff, dude. He looks super smooth. And the kit of Chase Sexton, dude. Both of those extra
Yep.
smooth, like everything flowed so nicely. Colorway of the jersey pants into the boots, matching with the offset of the helmet, with the dude, everything just looked cool. And plus, it looks a lot cooler when you're flying out front, also. So, I mean, what more can you say, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's hard to argue with Jets kit. It was sick too.
Yeah, dude, it was gnarly. And if you guys want to get a chance to see that stuff all in person, check out the collectivexp.com. Do what Grant did. Sign up, become one of our interns this summer. You get a chance to go behind the scenes like never before with unparalleled access. We had Grant infield doing some cool stuff, man, getting some cool shots and really upping his portfolio. We want to be able to get you guys your careers kickstarted in the sport, work with top talent, which leads to a career in the industry. And don't forget that's over 70% of our proceeds go directly to these privateer riders to help keep them going, support the blue collar athletes of our sport, all while kickstarting a career and advancing yourself within the sport that we all love. The collectivexp.com, at the collectivex on Instagram. Let us make it happen for you today. Grant, coming into Millville, I think we kind of all understood a little bit of who we would see top three. Now we've got Washougal this weekend. The whole tour is heading way out there to the Great West, Northwest, actually. I can't even imagine what that drive is like. So it's privateers. I don't know how you guys do it. We're going to go to our segment of power rankings, and that is who we think our top three is going to be. I want to hear your top three for 250s. Washougal's a unique track, super long straightaways, horsepower is key. You got some hard packs, some soft stuff. You've got some drops, some jumps. Like it's pretty much a track for everybody, right? It's always something that somebody likes in that track. Who do you think your top three is going to be for this upcoming weekend in Washougal?
I mean, you'd be dumb not to put Tomac and Sexton in there, I think.
I said 450s or 250s, but it's okay.
You said two. Okay,
We'll
okay,
go for it. I mean, if you like 450s, man, I gotta keep the guests happy, right?
All right, no. We'll do 250s.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, for the win, it's definitely gonna be Jet. Like you can stamp that.
Yeah.
Um, and then I like to think Shimoda's gonna be in there for second, and then third. Uh, Justin Cooper was looking pretty nice at Millville.
Mm,
I I don't know. I got a third would be a toss up between Justin and then Hunter. So you can flip a
gotcha.
coin on there, but I'll go Justin Cooper for third.
I like it. I'm gonna switch mine around a little bit. So I definitely think Jet Lawrence is gonna have fun on that track. So I see him winning. When Jet has fun, that's a lethal version of Jet. So he's gonna
Yep.
be all out fast. I think Justin Cooper's gonna keep him honest though in second. I see Justin going like a 2-2,
Yep.
or maybe even a 2-1, Jet, or sorry, maybe a 1-2, Jet doing like a 2-1 or something like that. I can see Hunter doing pretty good, but honestly, dude, I think we're gonna see somebody else kind of sneaking up there, man. Like maybe even like a Thrasher or something with that Yamaha power, just
Okay.
absolutely
Yep.
barking. I could really see that happening, man. Hunter always good for a third or a second, but I don't know. I just see that the requirement for power at that track. I just see the Yamahas doing very, very well, man. So yeah, stamp me for that one. I'm always wrong for my picks. They never go good. Everyone always knows that. Like, don't count on Dave for fantasy picks. Don't count on Dave for
Yep.
top threes because I'm gonna lose you some money if you're
Yep.
betting. So it's never good. Grant, I want to say thank you for being on. We got into some good topics. Definitely want to have you on again. For people that want to follow along with you and maybe ask you some questions or pick your brain about various things in the photo and videography realm, where can people follow along and tune into a lot of the stuff that you're doing?
The best place would be my Instagram. It's 125 underscore photography underscore. Um,
Excellent.
or yeah, just type it up in there and send me a DM or whatever. But yeah, go ahead and follow that. I got some edits coming when I get some time, some stuff from Southwick, and then should be getting some pretty sick stuff at Unadilla coming up. So I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Um,
Hurry up and get that stuff done, man, because I want to see it. Like when it comes to your stuff, dude, like I'm itching to see that stuff as soon as it's done. So definitely do that, guys. Check him out. We're gonna link him right below. I want to say thank you to our awesome sponsors: FXR, Flow Vision Goggles, Evans Power Coolant, Overshare Advice and Planning, Intake Breathing. Thank you so much to our great sponsors and supporters, everyone that makes this program possible. Also, guys, please leave us a comment. Who do you think is going to have the best race weekend coming up in Washougal? Leave us a comment if you think we're out of our mind with our power rankings picks, or if you think we're totally off base with our drip checks. Leave us a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, share this. We love the community that we're growing. We want to continue to keep spreading the love. So be sure to check it out. Don't forget the CollectiveXP.com to get your behind the scenes ticket for all of the outdoors. We want to bring you guys behind the scenes and make you feel like part of the family. Grant, thank you so much, man. We appreciate the time. Looking forward to seeing you again this year. And we can't wait to see those edits, man.
Yes, sir. I look forward to coming back on the show, and for sure, everyone go check out the Collective experience. It's a pretty sick deal. Get you into the industry, and you're helping out the privateers while you're doing it. So it's like there's no reason not to at your local race. It's a good time. Whether you just want to like get a different look at how the race day goes, or if you're looking to get into the industry, it's a good way to do either.
Excellent. Checks in the mail, man. I appreciate it. Yeah. All right, man. Thanks for the time. Appreciate it, brother.
Have a good one. Thank you.
You too, man.